going and swirling and thinking because we are so close to the end, whether anybody realizes it or wants to admit it or not. There's a thing that people don't think about. God would have it that no soul perish. According to his own rules, he'd be a hypocrite. Unless why? You're forgiven too. You understand what that means? That means if you are forgiven for any of your sins, you don't get to hold a grudge against anybody. Ever. Oh, you can rebuke people. That's what I did to that guy. I guarantee the shame he feels after that rebuking. Especially if he goes to church. Calls himself a Christian. I guarantee he's doing some reevaluating today. Today's a new world for that guy. I guarantee it. Grown man going to pick up his daughter or his son from daycare, almost runs someone over, politically minded, angry because someone's walking where there should be. This is clearly what there wasn't a driveway here. There was always walking places here. The driveway's new. The daycare is new. The cars, new. So the two, I have the right to be here. I have all right to be here. And if you're going to call yourself a good dad, you should teach the lesson of one, don't act like a fucking prick and almost run people over because of what you want to do with your own fucking life, when you can just apply the brake and no one gets harmed, and or reroute your way that you wanted to go, or you could just run someone over or come close to teach them the lesson. When they get in your face and point out how fucking fucked up you are, be a man and go, yeah, you're right. If that were my kid, I would be furious. You're 100% right, man. I apologize. Thank you. Now go be a dad to your kid and teach them that. And think about that. Next time you see someone doing something shitty, imagine it was your kid. Before you start yelling, start thinking, do I do that? Honestly, do I do that? No. Okay, well then we're good. No, I don't do that. You're not a hypocrite. Go ahead and scold and admonish. But do a self-check first. Because I guarantee you come try and check me, unwarranted, even a little bit, I'm going to wreck you. Your day's going to be all fucked. Your week's going to be all fucked. Your month is going to be fucked after our interaction. Your shit may never be the same after our interaction. I'm not even joking. I've seen so many people, their light change in their eyes. Man, I gotta go to work. I'm like, what do you do? I was like, it's good work, but wait, it's good work? Yeah. So you like what you do? Yeah. It pays your bills? Yeah. That's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Like, yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. or there's cake decorating in Kroger, and you got to, you know what I mean? Well, you're getting, think of it like this way: you're interning, but you're getting paid, to intern. There was a guy he was working at Northland, smart guy. He's talking about he and some friends are going to be working on some kind of networking thing that he's doing. I'm like, that's cool. And they're talking about like taking to meetings and stuff, and that he's done stuff like that in the past. I'm like, okay, so you're like running shit. You're not just like a manager here. And he's like, oh, I'm like, man, dude, don't, you ain't got to hold back. Are you a badass? And he's like, yeah, kind of. I'm like, yeah, let that shit shine, man. Let that shit shine. Don't hide that shit. We need it. We need it. We need more of it. We need more people of youth with ideas. Guess what? They don't have to play within the boundaries, especially with what's coming next. Um, this world's going away. Plain and simple. This world's just going away. Look at it. It cannot keep going this way. What I imagine will happen at some point in time, we're going to cross over that zero node, right? And everyone that goes over to that side gets out. Their just consciousness is just kind of overnight, or however it goes through. Once you pass through that zero node, getting in, there'll be a slight time dilation of slowing as it stretches everything down to its very smallest bit of information to process it. But once that starts getting inside of the zero node, it can achieve speeds faster than light. Way faster. Way faster, way more power. If it's just, pardon me, if it's to the virtual side, the negative side, the inverse side, could be their very, very beginnings. You see what I'm saying? That's where they are, their very ending, which goes in reverse to a beautiful, they go from our crap, they take our crap and they make it into a very beautiful thing. And when they start back over, they're going to hand us off a clean set of energy. Washed, sterilized, past the zero node, no sin, no badness to it. It's been processed through all their shit. Our world be gone, and so they basically they don't need us. We need them. They make the oxygen. They make the patterns. They hold their universe, which is God's universe, holds our universe together. Why this fabric makes this noise. Why the resonance between my hands, the frequency of my hand is vibrating at a different resonance than the frequency of that, and you can't pass through. Can't pass through, can't pass through, can't pass through, solid. On their side, it would be empty, and all this would be solid. Okay? Again, for proof of this world, just take out any old camera and just take a photo, and then go try to get it developed. You've got a negative. That's because it inverts the image. I imagine our irises do a similar thing. So what we're looking at out here and interacting with is actually just energy. You see what I'm saying? And so our eyes, instead of flipping the image, which makes no sense, that basically we're walking upside down, go fuck yourself. We're not doing that. What it does is it inverts the color. This is all just energy out here, and then our eyes and minds perceive through the pituitary, which is our dreaming sensory, and then it goes there to the brain, and the eyes tell the brain what to perceive as far as what we're touching. That's why blind people can touch and feel but cannot see. That's why deaf people can talk but cannot hear, but still can smell. There is just a small disconnect between what they should be interpreting, because the sound is there. they have the structure for an ear. It's like it's just not connected correctly, like a speaker. It's not, or a microphone's not correctly connected. And then if you're mute, it's like your microphone's not connected correctly. But you think you're not stupid, even though they call you dumb. That should be DUMN. You know what I mean? That I think that should be the definition of DUMN, is that it should be deaf and dumb, is so that way you're not calling the person dumb. Dumb means it's almost like a numb type thing. Dumb, DUMB, would be for, look, you dumbass. Whereas he's deaf and dumb, it's DUMN. And that way you're not offensive. And they can still say that. You know? If they find it that offensive, then just completely change it. But I'm not suggesting that at all. But everyone's reality is made up of what you perceive. So therefore, if you perceive happiness, then you find happiness. If you perceive misery, you find misery. If you find a roller coaster, whatever you want to find, you will find it. Seek and you shall find. So the same thing would go for heaven, right? Like if God just took you and let's say he isolated you from, he would have the no soul perish. He puts you actually in what would be known as Sheol. So you don't interact with anybody. You're kind of in your own timeout. But in that timeout, you have your own universe that you're not aware of, that you're not with anybody else for real. Because you're a selfish fuck anyways. So the people inside your brain might as well be your best friends. Right? You just walk over them anyways. You ignore them when they say no. You think you know better for them when they tell you they don't need your help. You are just completely self-absorbed any fucking way. So why bring anybody else into that mess? Even another narcissist who you guys are going to fucking get along for just a little bit, and then you're going to fucking hate each other. Any chance of you being normal is fucking gone. Here's why a narcissist could never be normal. The weight of the guilt they would feel if they actually owned up to everything they did prevents them from ever healing. No one wants to sit in that pain of remorse. And here's the thing, if they fess up to everything that they've done, depending on how old and how bad they've been, like if a narcissist has only done a few things terrible, cheated on a couple of people, you know what I mean? They just didn't really care. They may be able to live with that. But if you fucking broke up a family, you took somebody's fucking life savings, you fucking moved into somebody's house, pretended to love them for years, and then, you know what I mean? There's just long shit and more. You know what I mean? And that's just the beginning of what, and you're not done with your life yet, and you know it. No, I'm going to change. I'm going to change. I'm going to, I'm going to face up to what I did, and I'm going to own it. And then every day you wake up thinking, I am a piece of shit. It's not helping me at all. This is not, waking up like this is not helping me at all. I just feel bad about myself all the time. I can't go back to the way I was. Why? You slipped into the patterns before. Just slip into one again and just ride that pattern. Maybe for just a little bit so I can get this, this guilt off of me. And then like a drug addict, you're wearing the coat for a little bit. Okay, that's enough. I just needed to feel some, I needed to not feel, that felt really good to not feel any guilt again. And I guarantee you within too long, right back at it. Right back at it. Anyone that could actually stop their shitty ways and actually sit in their narcissism and the blame. Like, I know what I did is wrong, and I'll just, if I have to isolate myself from everybody, and I know what I did was wrong, it's terrible, I'd say there's a possibility for them to be rehabilitated and possibly let into the fold when the world changes over. But, like, I mean, they'd just be too tempted. I saw a couple of, like, recovered narcissists that were broadcasting on one of these platforms. And there's one guy, he's not an ugly guy, but he's going through like all the stuff that, I'm a recovered narcissist and blah, blah, blah. And he's doing therapy, blah, blah. And I watched the first one, and there was some pretty sound advice. And the second one came on, I was watching, I was like, you are loving this, man. He's all doing and this stuff and stuff like that, and, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're not recovered. You're loving this. Anybody ever check his paperwork to make sure that have anyone talked to his therapist? Make sure. I was like, nah. See, what he's doing is he's loving being the fucking narcissist expert. For all you people who don't know about narcissists, you just trade your narcissistic abuser for another narcissistic abuser who's going to tell you all the shit you want to know. That your ex is actually sorry at some point in time, and they have regret, and there's something inside them that can feel bad. They're telling you all the shit you want to hear. And there's another person, there's a female, and she was like, I'm a recovered narcissist, and blah, 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 blah. And she's doing the exact same thing, just really dressed up. Like if you were recovered, you'd be like a bit more kind of like, all right, so there's one lady, I think her name is Sarah Eden or something like that. I don't know. It's on there, and she's constantly getting on there, and she's just shitting on women that fuck, and you can just tell there's just like a sadness in her. And at first, you kind of like, oh, she's like, a lot of people are saying she's a pick me, type person. And it was like the fourth or fifth one. I'm like, what did you do? Are you okay? You know what I mean? Are you okay? Because you did something. I can tell by the tone of your voice. And and she's going through like all the like signs that a woman's cheating on you, guys. These are signs, and then she's also going through like how like women don't appreciate their husbands and stuff and whatever. I'm like, you did that, didn't you? I mean, you lost your shit. You know what I mean? You had someone that you were with, and you lost them, being an asshole, being self-centered, and you're at least trying. And people are giving you shit, but you're still trying. I didn't say all this, but like you're still trying, not to get the dude back, but to be a good person, you know. Um, it seems like of all the people I've seen there, genuine. I was because there's never any really mention of what she is or why she's doing it or like like and subscribe or anything like that. It just kind of goes through and tells some stuff, and then everyone ends with okay, bye. She's like very bland. She's like, you people, blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye. It's just funny to me, man. Those kind of things are funny. Um, yeah. I think I signed off everyone with like, Toodly Scoodle Boots. Yeah, Toodly Scoodle Boots. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's happy. Sometimes it's just, Toodly Scoodle Boots. Toodly Scoodle Boots? I don't know, man. I just started singing one day and I like the ring of it. It's kind of like, is it onomatopoeia on me? What was it called? Onomatopoeia? Uh, Juana Managana? I don't know. Juana Marijuana? Write a song called Oxymoron. It's gonna be about a dude who takes the oxys and goes crazy. A dude that's nuts for fucking oxys, and another guy that I mean. I have like three verses, three different dudes that are morons. Maybe one guy that fucking his brother overdosed on it before he even tried it the first time. And just to see what his brother was, I mean, what his brother liked it so much, and his brother told him all the time, don't ever do this. And he starts getting on and just be like, I miss my brother. Hey, there's a couple oxys laying around here. Let's see what the big deal is. I'll just take a half of one. Fucking moron. He just got the prescription bottle filled. Oh, God, that would be a good tragedy story. You have to find some way to pack that into a verse, though. Shit. Kind of, then you really might know what it's like, baby. I'm not sure if this is the right way to do this shit or not, but this is how I smoke it. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right. Could I quit smoking pot? If necessary, yeah, I could either quit and or switch over to edibles and or make my own edibles and or there's lots of ways to do, get a vaporizer that doesn't even emit smoke. It's completely vaporizes. Like a volcano, I think is what it's called. It's like $100. But shit, maybe I'll do that. I got the kind of cash, and that way I could probably cook this shit a little bit better because it just vaporized it. It's right here, this shit. I'll have to check out the volcano and see how much it goes for. And fuck, if I could pay that on payments, I could do like 75 one month and 75 the next month. It's doing 150. Ooh, and then have the volcano. Oh my god, it's supposed to be like easier to hit it. It's just shit, dude. It actually pays to be single. It pays me to be single because I paid all the bills, and whatever was after at the end, I'd cut in half between myself and her. And so I just got used to not having that money, you know. Was that much? No, it wasn't. It wasn't a ton, but that way she didn't have to ask for anything. It was just her cash. I don't care. I really, you know what I mean? I just don't fucking care. She never did that for me. She never, you know what I mean? Never even considered it for me. She didn't work that long. 2006 to 2010 with a lot of downtime. Maybe 2007. I don't know. But so yeah. As far as combing, the case is settled, man. Maybe you should have to testify. It'd be the worst thing for Trump to ever have to do. A person like Comey, a person like James Comey, versus someone with the integrity of Donald Johann Drumpf, draft dodger, war hawk, military specialist, tennis ace, golf pro, porn star extraordinaire, except he stars in kitty porn. If it's true that that one account had over a fucking $1 billion, do you know how gross that makes him? Do you know how gross that fucking makes him? I'm not trying to let that. What about you fucking Republicans if you don't shut the fuck up about your whatabouts? If you don't shut the fuck up about your whatabouts. For Unia, I wanted to have a tool for each class. Like for thieves, it'd be like this, and it has a lock pick, it has a fucking like a knife, and it also has like a fucking tool for, you know what I mean, for like a quick like, bah, you can pop someone in the fucking head, the eye, you know what I mean. It's just like a quick little jab, bah, right there, and knock them out, you know, that type of thing, just to give it a little bit extra force. You do it quiet. Like I said, this would be like a little knife. You could just cut it behind somebody. So you could cut your drugs, or you could just fucking real fast. You know what I mean? While you're cutting your drugs, just cut someone's throat and just go back to what you're doing. They come pass out. I'm like, he's fucking drunk. You spilling your drink there, man. I'm just gonna tuck this shit in so it catches all of it, you know? That's in you. This is reality. And James Comey, wouldn't it be fucked up? James Comey is what kind of helps to, I mean, it is going to help, but it brings down Donald Trump. Donald Trump's always bragging about his height. This 6'8" slender man motherfucker. You get taken down by Slender Man? Can you imagine being Donald Trump and getting taken down by fucking Slender Man? James Comey? That'd be fucked up. I love the picture, the fact that Melania, those big hats, like, what is she doing with those big hats? She knows she's going down in history as Ava Braun, and she wants to not be in those fucking pictures. Matter of fact, the lawyer that's prosecuting the case now looks a lot like when everybody was asking if it was a stunt, if it was a Melania double. Looks a lot. I mean, a lot. That might be why they had Alina Habba. She started going her hair dark. I mean, blonde. She started blonding her hair. Either that or he's trying to make her look like fucking. If you are still supporting Donald Trump, you are one of the most dumb motherfuckers ever. I really question my own not sanity, but up until then, am I a good person? Am I a decent person? Am I a vile person? I mean, I've got some fucked up thoughts in my head, and I'm like, I don't act on any of those thoughts. And Stephen King has those kind of fucking thoughts, and no one says anything because he writes into a book. And no one goes, God damn, you're sick. But I guarantee if I wrote some of the shit I wrote down, Eli Roth would probably be like, I like to shoot this. Because it's not quite, what I write is a bit gritty and a bit raw, and I mean, very visceral, very watching the, like I was talking about with Mark Lanigan, it's like watching the needle take the plunge. You know what I mean? Like, actually, you don't flinch away, you don't cut away, you just watch it. If they overdose, you just watch that too. That's the kind of style that I write with. Hey, what's going on, the Goofy Goober? How you doing, Goofy Goober? You having a good morning? Anything to add to this conversation that you want to be goofy about? I'm doing all right. How about yourself? I've been just kind of waking. I mean, I've been awake and I just can't sleep, and I'd like to talk to somebody. I'd love to collaborate on something, get off of the public and smoking pot and fucking getting stoned, enjoying the day. It's a new start of my day. I tell you that. I'm just not gonna take anybody's shit no more. Here in town. I'm not taking people's shit no more. If I'm right on something, I'm just gonna be right about it. There's no more. I'm getting my shit together. Maybe Friday, I gotta go to town. I'm gonna go down and visit Deb about the goddamn water bill, and I'm gonna start off calm, and then I'm gonna ask them if they need to have the police there, because the last time I was yelling at people. Everybody starts somewhere. Sure. If you want to. I never ask people to do that. You never know if you're. I do a lot of these, so you might want to hold off on that. I do a lot of these, and I'm just kind of going off and talking about shit. Just because you like this episode, you may not like this show at all. So I just talk and ramble about politics, about music, about life, love. I'm just an open book. I've got a whole bunch of playlists of all my different stuff. There's music, my original music that I've written, my novels that I've written. Well, I wrote a novel and a short story, survival guide. So if you're interested in that, they're all free. All my music on there is free. All my book is free. My 10-hour novel is free. Um, there's a PDF in the link, so if you want to read along with it, you can do that too. There should be. I need to check that, make sure. But I should. I mean, I really want to get that. I want to get KIND up and running. So I'm just gonna keep on planning ahead as if it's gonna happen. So I've already thought out a lot of shit. Like I want to have right now. There's only two rings of protection. You have friends, and then you have followers. That's what most people really have. And then you could have like family, but there's no. I would say once you've reached inside the friends section, then you can have like family and divide friends and family up in there. And it just that's under friends. Then outside that, you'd have acquaintances, and those would be people that you've actually talked to, and like their fan, like their friends. The bots have to stay out there in the acquaintance until they get so smart that they start fucking talking to you in a way that they can cross over from acquaintance to friend, and then from friend going from follower to acquaintance, kind of like a top friend. You know what I mean? Once you get that level, you've worked, you've been there for a while. You're one of the top contributor type people. It'll send that the owner of the account. Do you want to move them from follower to acquaintance, which means that you'll be able to get their messages. Will go to the top of their comments. Will go to the top of the comments. They still can't message you like direct message. It's just not possible. Not from acquaintance. I don't want acquaintances direct messaging you. Not in mine. And so you got three rings of protection from there's you. And inside of you, there's right outside of you, you have your friends. And then outside of your friends, you have your acquaintances. And then outside of your acquaintances, you have your followers. I want to have like 5 layers deep for the professional level, because there's no real reason to buy a pro level unless you are like a famous person or you're professional, you're making money at from the website. Um, Again, you set up your PayPal, whatever, all that shit. We don't process those. I don't want to cut. I don't want to do it. The only thing we do is like, if you do have a pro account, I want to do like maybe like $20 a month or something like that, and it gives you like unlimited hosting, as opposed to like, I mean, you can host 2 albums at a time, which would be like about four. I'd say about 28 songs, and the great thing is you can build your catalog right there. You're getting direct feedback of stats and all that other shit of your music. And if there's certain ones that are hitting harder than others, we know who your genre is, what your style is, and what the people are wanting to hear, and then just start making that style without being too formulaic or being too repetitive. Once you get an ear for what they're after, play that for them. On your first album, you have like 2 or 3 songs that do really, really, really well, and the other 10 don't. Shelve those. Leave the other 2 up as like your popular ones. When you put your next album up, shelve all those others. After this one has gone up in this run its cycle, shelve all the ones that are not making cash. And look what you're doing. You're setting up a playlist for the concert, as well as which ones are the fillers, which ones hit the most. Save them for an encore if you want to, and be like, oh, the encore is so good. Pepper out like the most popular ones, like the top 3 most popular ones throughout the concert, and then have not the rejects, but give those another try in a live setting. Sometimes it's just the setting that makes a difference. Hearing a song that should be performed live on a recording, it doesn't hit the same. It doesn't feel the same. Um, I don't think anything should be. My concept for a concept album would be to not have a concept. You know, like I would. It's so formulaic again to have like we're only going to use vintage gear on this album. Okay, no digital shit. Everything has to be before 1976, and then just sticking to those barriers. Okay, or and hear me out. Use that per song and try and figure out where every song should go. If you're not using like me and doing virtual, where you can record the track virtually, you know that there's going to be a cleaner acoustic or electric. You can distort it. You know what I mean? You know that going into the song. So you just record it dry. If you need to run it through a studio, there's IK Multimedia has some, and then UAD has like Sound City and Hitsville, which is Motown. I wish they'd unleash Ocean Way for native, but they don't have it there. It's all right. It's yeah, but I like having emulations of studios. It helps the sound. It just really does. That's why those songs, and those albums sound good. They were recorded in a professional studio that had sound and a history of making good sounding albums because they sound good. You know what I mean? They're good sounding albums. Sound City, they were putting out good sounding albums. A really great board and great recording room. Good equipment, you kind of can't go wrong. So when they did that, when UAD made that, I was like, yes, please, dude, I want that so bad. And I got it now, man. This was great. I've got several other reverbs that are kind of iconic and whatever. From Abbey Roads' plates and Abbey Roads chambers, Motown's echo chamber, uh, several just echo chambers in IK Multimedia. Um, so yeah, I could like record the drums in Muscle Shoals. I could record the guitars in Sound City. I could record the vocals in Sound City, the bass at Sunset Sound, and then I have another one. I can't remember where it's at, but I have at least one more. And then I have like digital reverbs and all kinds of shit, man. Like plate and spring reverbs. It's nuts. Fuck, now I want to go work on the music. Maybe I'll mix. Maybe I'll get some sleep. But yeah, I think I'll get some sleep. What time is it? 7:51 Thursday. Friday, I gotta be there. Oh, they don't have them and give me a date, a time. So I'll have to call today. Find out what time. Make sure it's gonna be there. I didn't have one in stock last time, so make sure it's in stock and that yada yada yada. So I'm gonna go to sleep or something, or at least chill out and watch TV. Anyone want to chat? Hit me up. If nothing else, I always want to talk, and if I don't catch it tonight, I'd be happy to catch it tomorrow, the next day, or whenever. So, spokojnej nocy, spokojnej nocy, mój love. Mm. clip, I mean.